Waterloo Region Blockparents invites you to a night at the Walper. This is going to be a fun night with a serious message behind it for block parents looking for some school representatives. We're going to talk about that right now. Tara Mondou joins us. She's the chair of the board of directors for block parents locally. You know, I think we're all familiar with the sign.
Yep.
A little bit familiar with what block parents is. But when I was telling somebody that you were on the show today, they actually said, we still have block parents in this area? Mm-hmm. It's still a program that's up and running.
Oh, absolutely. We've been around since the late 70s. We've never gone away. You know, sometimes the block parents, they come and they go. Sometimes people retire when they feel like their children have grown up and they want some other volunteer opportunities. But lately, the calls I'm getting now are the young families who are moving into the newer subdivisions. You get the moms who are taking their year off and they have their baby and they think they're going to be so busy that they can't possibly volunteer. And then after a few months of the baby sleeping all the time, they think, well, what can I do to give back to the community? And I always say it's volunteering from the couch. So it's the easiest way to volunteer. You just get the sign, you put it in your window, and you are creating a more safe and inviting community without ever having to leave your home.
And when you talk about those young parents calling you, wow, does it ever become important that you know that your child is safe? And block parents seems even more important when you've got that little one that's walking back and forth to work, to school, that is out there playing with his or her friends. You want to know that they're safe, and you can't always have your own eyes on them.
That's right. And you know, I think in today's world, people are starting to realize that driving your kids to school maybe isn't always the best way to get them there. If they could possibly walk, wouldn't it be better for them to have some physical activity in the morning, to socialize a little bit on their way to school with other friends or other parents who are walking their children to school? It's a great way for older children to feel responsible for the little ones when they're taking them, because, you know, children really should walk in a group, and they're all going to school together. And maybe not for today for a great example, but it's nice to get out in the weather and understand, you know, today it's very hot, today it's very cold. I think sometimes when the kids are being driven to school and they're just looking at their DS and they're like, oh, we're here, they have no idea. So it creates more of an awareness for them. So for kids to be able to walk to school is a wonderful thing. And I think parents would feel so much more safe and secure if there were several block parents on the route to school.
So let's talk a little bit about what a block parent does. What is the role of the block parent then?
So, well, the mission of the Block Parent Program is to create a network of safe homes for children especially and other citizens to go to in times of distress or of need. And the other half of the mission is to educate the community, especially children, on the Block Parent Program. So we are very busy always recruiting new block parents. And often the new block parents will say, well, how many block parents are in this neighborhood? Will I be the only one with my sign in the window? And we say, well, you know, we wish there were more. And the best way is for you to advocate for the program and you to show your support for the program and for you to try and recruit more block parents. And so that second piece, the education part, is that we need to get into the schools and educate the children on how to use the Block Parent Program, because there's no point in having all these signs if the children don't know what the sign means, when they should go to a block parent, when they shouldn't go to a block parent.
Exactly. And it's one of those programs that unless the kids are taught and they become familiar about the sign they should be looking for,
that's right,
they don't know about it. You're getting into the schools and you're looking for school representatives.
Right. So what the school representative is, it's normally someone who's already a block parent, but you don't have to be a block parent to be a school representative. You just have to be a person who's passionate about your community. It would be great if you already had a relationship with the school, whether it's the principal or the secretary or school council especially. If you don't already have a relationship with the school, we're asking that you try to develop and maintain one. So if you're an enthusiastic person and you have a volunteer spirit and you're interested in children in the school, you're interested in safety in the community, then we will train you and give you a training manual and a how-to book on how to get into the school and how to talk to school council. Because really, you know what it's like when you call the school. The principal's busy, the secretary's really busy. School council is a great way to get into the school. So we ask the school reps to attend maybe 3 school council meetings per year, and then get familiar with the school council members, and then through there, talk to the school council and see when would be a great opportunity for the Block Parent Program to come into the school, whether it's in the kindergarten classes. We usually present safety to kindergarten to grade 4, or maybe it might be in the gym. And so we want to get in and talk to the kids and explain to them what the Block Parent Program is, how to look for the sign, where to look for the sign. And then hopefully the kids go home and say, Mom, Dad, we learned about the Block Parent Program now. You need to be a block parent too.
Isn't that the best way of recruiting members? Yes. When it's the kids that are saying, you know, this is something that you should be doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those organizations that's really going to strike a chord, particularly right now with parents. Mm-hmm. There's such a focus on bullying and anti-bullying strategies and making sure that all of our kids are safe. We're realizing more and more now that it's a societal responsibility to make sure that kids are safe. Block Parents is really a great program that helps to address one part of that puzzle.
That's right. Yep. So the Block Parent program is there to help children, whether it's if they're caught in bad weather or if they're lost or hurt, and especially if they are being bullied. So, you know, children should feel safe being able to walk home after school. But if there's that bully who's, you know, going to chase you home every day, at least if you know that there are several Block Parents on the way home, that you can knock on their door at any time.
Well, and it's important for people to know. I've heard people say, but, you know, are kids going to be at my door every day? You know, is this going to be something that takes up a lot of my time? I have a sister who was a Block Parent, and she proudly displayed that for years. One time she had a child come, but was she ever glad she was there that once for that poor scared child who needed her?
Well, we don't measure our success by how many times someone knocked on the door. The sign is there to show the community that there is a safe, caring adult ready to assist. It also shows the community that you're a kind and caring person. So if someone new has moved into the neighborhood, it's nice to see Block Parent signs in the windows in these new neighbors' homes so you can feel that they're very approachable.
Well, you know, you could just have a meeting to tell people about what you're doing, but you've developed this whole night at the Walper that's coming up, this wonderful evening at the Walper Inn, which is beautiful. The renovations there are just spectacular.
Absolutely.
And let's let people know about that.
Okay, so we are holding it's an event for all Block Parents and for people who may be interested in being a school rep. You don't have to commit to being a school rep. But if you are just interested in the Block Parent program, would like to meet some other Block Parents, meet the executive board and some of our other volunteers, come out it's November the 14th at 5:30. We are offering a free dinner. We have some presentations. We have some information sessions like PowerPoint presentations. And we also have a chance to win a $100 gift certificate at Les Diplomates. It's a bed and breakfast here in town, as well as a 1-hour massage. So...
Can you imagine? You're turning this into a gala night. This is with a meal and prizes to be won. And really, the best part is finding out more about Block Parents and seeing if that school representative could be you.
That's right.
Could be you.
So just come to our website. You must register to attend the program. But if you go onto our website, the page and the registration link is right there for you.
Absolutely. And get ready for a night at the Walter. Like that. Coming up on November the 14th. All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Back in a moment.